Right, well here we have, let's turn it around for you. Perhaps I've opened it the wrong way, I don't know, but anyway, here is the Hoover Slalom. What do we get first? Well, like the Zarian, this is an Allergy Plus model, so you get, as standard, 5 packets of Hoover Allergy Defender granules, which are designed to be sprinkled inside the dust bag of a bagless or a bagged cleaner, and they're supposed to, well, let me tell you what Hoover say they're supposed to do. It says ideal, it's very small writing this, ideal for all vacuum cleaner types, bagged and bagless, prevents the presence of dust mites, fungi and bacteria, neutralises unpleasant odours, natural, can't see, Derviate product is that? I know I can't really read it, it's so small. Non-toxic, pleasant citrus perfume. And it's made in Italy. So there we are, that's the first thing you get to look at. Here is the first of 2, and again this is a ridiculous idea. You get 2 more or less identical small turbo brushes. I would rather they gave you a hard floor nozzle or something, but anyway. This one is the pet hair remover, and again it's like a lot of these types of nozzle, you've got a little access point here which you can, oh that's much better though, you can open it fully if you need to clean out any pet hairs that have got caught up either in the fan here or the roller. And they're quite good brushes actually, those. I think that's a better nozzle than the turbo nozzle you get with the, what was the model the Alex cleaner I demonstrated recently. So that's the first one. Here's the second one. But this one says silver ion technology on. It's got green brushes, like that. And it's supposed to be coated with a special silver ion coating or something, which is supposed to stop any bacteria or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, if you want it, there's 2. I will never be using both of these. It's ridiculous. Probably just use a pet hair one. There we are, so that's that. This is the extension tube, which although looks metal, I can assure you is not. 100% plastic there, and you've got a little doodah there, and that comes out just like that, in and out, up and down. You get all your nooks and crannies with that. Ooh. So that's that tool there. What else have we got here? Right, also packed separately is the handle. Let's open it up. So here's the handle with a lovely Hoover roundel on it and a little legend there that says active steering. We'll be showing you how active that is a bit later. And there's a button on there for the handle release. And at the back, that's where the hose goes in. And they've also provided you with a nice ribbed finish. So some prefer the ribbed versions, don't they? Others prefer just the regular, or even flavoured. Oh no, what am I talking about? That's something else. No, I mean, it's ribbed anyway. Look, look. Can you see? It's ribbed. Ribbed for your enjoyment. Now, what else have we got in here? One thing with Hoover, I must say, there's not a hint of polystyrene. It's all cardboard packaging. So there we are, lovely piece of cardboard packaging. What could you do with that? I mean, bit of extra papier-mâché on that, some spray paint. Spray paint. You've got your own lunar, I don't know, lunar base, haven't you? You can have your little figures on, or it's like a Rocky Mountain range for your Playmobil figures, or Star Wars. Isn't that great? Fantastic. I'll do another video like in Blue Peter and say here's one I made earlier and show you what a delightful thing can be made out of that. But you're not interested in that, you want the vacuum, don't you? I hope you do. Otherwise, why are you watching? So here we have a very dinky little dusty brush. Soft-ish brushes, Not too hard, but not too soft neither. And that will fit onto your extension tube like that, or it will also fit directly onto the handle like that. So there we go. What else? More packaging. Well, so far it looks okay. So I think what's probably happened, the box came open or something, and they had to do it. Now I haven't found the instruction book yet though, so let's hope that it's in the top here. Can't see it. Let's get the machine out. Come on. Come on, you know you want to. Hang on a minute, that's not worked. Back to one side. Let me just check in the box for the instructions. Aha, good, good. I thought I was going to be disappointed. Here we have the instruction book and the same offer that I was offered with the Zarian: buy two, get one free on the Allergy Defender granules. Oh dear. Promotional offer ends 28th of February 2009. It's now April 2013. Oh, dear. What a shame. What a shame. Now then. There we go. Pull that off. Oh, breathe that aroma of fresh vacuum in. Oh, it's addictive, you know. It's addictive. Yes, maybe people have stumbled on this video and think he's an absolute mental case. Well, I don't care what you think. I'm not doing any harm. I like vacuum cleaners, so shoot me. I don't do drugs, I don't smoke, I don't drink. In fact, I'm extremely boring. This really is my only vice. So here we have this slalom, unlike the regular model, is finished in a black colour instead of a silver colour. And in fact they call it, let me just see what they call this colour. They call it titanium. And the model, if you're interested, is an SL8127 001, and it was made in PRC, naturally, and the gross weight within the box is 11.2 kilograms. Obviously the net weight will be less. Right, on here we've got the dust container, and again just a little card there that is useful if it was being displayed in a shop. Not so useful for a regular consumer, but anyway, it just tells you a little bit about what's what. So if you were looking at this in a shop, which is unlikely now because this is discontinued, you could flick through this little booklet in case there's nobody around to help you. Isn't that the way often? Right, let's just take the flex out of the bag. I can be doing this in my sleep. I've done it so many times. Untwist the twisty turny thing. What program's that from? There's some program that's from, twisty turny thing. Don't know. Answers on a postcard, and there's the regular plug with a little protector thing which is going to be removed. How shall I assemble this? I was going to say, how do I compare these to a summer's day, but no. How do I assemble? Well, I should remember. I've actually had this model previously and the model and the silver cleaner, but I sold them both. But I sort of got interested in the slalom again since Hoover launched the Globe, which is similar to the slalom, but not quite the same. So I think the first thing to do, I've got the hose here, which, unlike the Freedom upright, this one exits from the back. So we need to attach the handle to the hose. So let's make sure I don't make the same mistake and put it, because you could put it up two ways, so I need to check which way it goes. And I think, now you see, I'm thinking that's where you put the cord, but there are two cord hooks on the machine, so that isn't it. But this thing, you see the little thing at the top there, that actually hooks into a little storage bracket here, and I'll show you why that's important. So it does matter which way it goes on, I think. Oh, I really should have checked the instructions. I don't want to click it in place if I'm going to get it wrong. Ah, well no, that'll help. Yes. I'm going to take a chance. If you change your mind, see there's a bit there at the top, and there's a bit there at the top that's the same. So, hopefully, there we are. I think that will be the correct way, because it fits very nicely. And you got your lovely, very stretchy hose there. So now that's done, we can pop the handle into the top here until it locks in place. There we are, nice firm click. And then the hose, there's a little clip here to press the hose in, so that holds it nice and neatly in place. And final thing to do is put the dirt container on. And I'll show you the dirt container while we're about it. Here it is. It's got a bottom lever here for the trapdoor release, so press that, and as predicted nothing happens, but it is new, so for this occasion I'll have to help it. But that, it is as it is. It's stiff now, but it will loosen up in time. So inside there we have cyclones and things. You can actually open all this out. We've got two clips at the side, so if I unclip them, here we can see a bit more of the internals, and in there you can see some cyclones. This is a shroud, and then we've got the dirt bin there, and there's these, I've forgotten what Hoover called them, but there are some fins here that does come out, pops out. I'm not sure what purpose that is. I'll have to look that up. So there's that. The filter is accessed using this button here. So if we press that, here we have a washable HEPA filter. And they say wash this and the foam filter every 3 months. So it doesn't need a lot of maintenance. So every 3 months Hoover recommend, but I mean you could do it every month if you're really that fastidious. You've got a thin foam filter which wouldn't take long to dry, but I expect this HEPA filter would take a while, so you have to make sure if you do wash that it's 100% dry before putting it back in the machine. So that's that. Here we see the top of the cyclone unit. Ensure you refit the filters before use, and I think, oh no, there isn't. You could use it without the filter in place. There's nothing to stop you. Some machines have a little thing that prevents you from closing the top, but this one doesn't, so make sure the filter is in place, and then there it is clipped in. This little clip here, this red clip, that's for the whichever turbo nozzle you're going to use. Well, I'm going to put the silver ion one in just because it's got a nice silver doodah. Now I know some people have complained that this tool falls off all the time. Well, it does if you haven't put it in correctly. You just have to make sure, which I've done, it's in correctly now. I'm not going to turn it upside down because it's not designed for that, but that shouldn't come away. You just have to make sure that there are two little indentations. Where are they? There's one there, look, and one on the other side. and they correspond with the clips there. Look, there's a good shot. So as long as you've got the nozzle in and you make sure it clicks and you hear a click, that shouldn't fall off. So let's just reassemble the bin. In fact, I'll just open the bottom of the bin first before, that's it. Pop the bin back together and clip. And it gives you on the back, this doesn't show when you've got it on the machine, but it's a useful little reference for people that don't really know how to maintain the cleaner without looking at the instructions. It's all there, very straightforward. We'll just pop that onto the cleaner until again it clicks. There are two little release buttons here. You can press either one to release the bin or both at the same time, it doesn't make any difference. But make sure when you put the bin in it clicks like that, so the bin's now firmly in. And the final thing to do is get your little dusty brush, and that fits on the top here. It's not the final thing. Can anyone guess what I've forgotten? Can you? Are you interested? No. I've forgotten this, look. This tube, which fits down here. Let's lift the cleaner up. Whoops-a-daisy. That's another thing that can be a bit off the handle release, but we'll go into more detail with that. Here there's a little red notch, and at the top there's something else. So you put it pointy way down, and that is clipped nicely in place. It's having trouble actually locking in the upright position. There we are, it's done it now. It can be a bit temperamental. So that's the Slalom. Let's go into handheld mode and I'll take you a tour of some other bits and pieces on the machine. So here we have the Hoover Slalom upright bagless vacuum cleaner powered by Airvolution. So just give you a little guided tour now. We've eventually got it out of the box. Of course we have the floor head there. I can't see through that, but I thought that was translucent. Let me just tilt the machine back and just see. It is very, very slightly translucent. I can just see the brush there. So can't see the point of that because you can't really see the brush, especially when it's down. You can only really see it when it's lifted off the carpet. But anyway, it's got all surface cleaning, which means you can turn the brush bar off. But unlike a lot of cleaners that have brush bar off feature, this doesn't have two motors. It only has one motor, so it uses some other gubbins to take the brush out of action. I can't remember what it does. It could be a similar thing to the Turbo Master, I'm not sure. So it's the side of the machine. We've got large wheels at the back, and while we're in the back area, we can see we've got a foot operated on-off switch one side, and that is the start-stop brush bar switch, and here is the handle release switch, and underneath we've got this ball joint which enables the machine to swivel. On the Hoover Globe it's been made bigger, so I assume the Globe swivels better. I'm not sure. I've not had a Globe yet. I probably will get one at some point. But to me it looks rather ugly, the back ball joint of the Globe. It just looks like somebody's got a horrible growth on them. So we go up to the back. There's some dogs barking, I do apologise. They're not mine. My dogs are well behaved. Let's close the door. Oh. It's I'm not going to say the breed of the dog, but not my cup of tea. No. There we go, let's close that off. That's better. There we go. Right, if you want to see dogs barking, there's plenty of videos on YouTube. So here we have the back of the machine, the hose there. You've got the cord which I'm not sure on the length of the cord, but I think it's over 10 metres. The working radius of the machine is 13 metres, so it has a good length of cord. But as the cord is new, it's a bit messy at the moment. As it gets used, that'll be nice and neat. Again, there's the extension tube. That's where the cord goes in, near the top, which is good. I don't like some cleaners that have the cord coming out the bottom. It's just silly. And there we have your dusting brush. Now for the front, we've got the handle, which releases at the touch of that button. Coming down to the allergen remover turbo head on there. And there's the bag container. And back to the head. And if I'll show you the other filter. Let's just release that with my, there we are. Let's lay that down. This is the exhaust filter here, which is easy to get to. There's even a little tab there, lift to remove. So I will lift it. Oh no, it doesn't want to be removed, does it? Hang on a minute. Let's try turning it this way. Oh no, don't fall over. Come here. There we are. Let's move this way. Lift to remove. Well, it says lift to remove there, and then there's a little arrow there, so I know I've said it before, but it is very difficult to do this when one is holding a camera, isn't it? Yes, it is. It really is. It really is rather difficult. Well, I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother, but that does come out. I'm not sure if that's washable or you have to replace that. But that's basically, by the time the air gets to that part of the system, it should be fairly clean because it has to pass through. Oh, or does it? Oh, I can't remember. No, it doesn't. Is it? Yes? Who? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but anyway, that's mainly to filter out the exhaust from the motor, I believe. So, I'm sorry, I have to go. There's somebody at the door. Right, sorry about that, bloody postman. Right then, with a nice package for me. I'll have to open that later. So, what was I saying before we were so rudely interrupted by the man? Well, yes, that went back on. Yes, so there. Now, I expect you want to see underneath, don't you? That's what frustrates me about some videos on YouTube, and also when they're demonstrating cleaners on these shopping channels, they don't give you the money shot, and I like to look underneath. I like to see what is grooming the carpet. In the case of the Slalom, we have these brushes here. Let me just press on something a minute. That's it. That's easier. I've just pressed the release button, the start-stop button on the cleaner. So when it's actually on, that's hard to rotate because obviously it's engaged with the motor spindle and the belt's actually into play there. But when you press the button at the back, it releases the belt, and so that's easy to turn. So, as in most modern cleaners, there are no beta bars or anything, you just got brushes, but on this Slalom it does perform pretty well from my recollection. The brushes are quite dense, there's a lot of them, and they're a good stiffness. So it does quite a good job of removing pet hair and grooming the pile. For edge cleaning, it's not the worst, it's not the best. You've got the same distance either side because the belt is there, and there's side suction channels, so it should clean up to the edge, but it doesn't brush up to the edge. That brush there is a little bit distorted from being in the box, I expect. So that's that side. So it's fairly, I'd say that's half an inch, about a centimetre, less than a centimetre away from the wall there. For mobility, you've got these 3 tiny little wheels at the front, and they go together with the wheels at the back. This is an odd thing that Hoover have done. This is the suction control, which is underneath the vacuum cleaner. It's factory set at low, which means it's allowing air into the system. So it's going to be easier to push, but the suction will be reduced here. So it'll probably still perform okay on low, but I'm going to probably leave it on high and see how easy it is to push. It'll depend on your carpet type. If you've got a thick pile carpet, you might be better on low or medium. But for a regular normal pile, low to normal, probably high will be okay. And it's quite difficult to turn. There we are. You can actually put a coin in there, 2p piece or something. So on its high setting, the holes are closed up, so you're getting full suction power to the nozzle where you want it. So that's it. That's the Hoover Slalom. I'm pleased I've got it. I'm not going to... Oh dear, what's this? Oh, that's ominous. It's a bit of plastic. Where's that fallen off? It could just be just a little bit, a little stray bit of plastic from the factory. Or it could be something major. Who knows? Deary me. Let's just... Oh dear. I can't tell you how durable this machine is, because when I had the other 2 versions it obviously didn't get much use, because I've got a lot of other vacuums to use. So I don't know how, for example, how this tube stands up to all the twisting and turning that's going to happen to it. And I don't like that when you do that. It's about sort of squashing it in. Right, well, it's locked in now. That's locked in place. I'll have a fiddle with that when I'm not filming. Is that in? Right, yes, it's locked in place. And you can carry it. It actually can be carried from the handle where the bin is. You can lift it up. And it's not the lightest vacuum cleaner. I've told you the gross weight of 11.2. I can't actually see the net weight of this. I'll tell you what, I'll just pause this and I'll get something that will be able to tell us. Right, I've got some digital scales here, so hopefully I'll be able to see the display when the machine's on it. How are we going to play this? I don't know. Hang on. Right. Oh. Well, before the display went off, it looked like it was 8.6 kilograms, which isn't, by all means, light. There, it's saying 8.6 now. No, on. It's trying to work out its body fat as well, but it won't manage. Oh well, I'm sure it said 8.6. So that's the weight you have to deal with when carrying the machine when the flex is wound up. In use, obviously you're not carrying the weight of the cleaner, but you do have the weight in your hand of part of it. So let's have a look. Let's press down on here. Oops, there we go. So that is a fair weight in your hand. Again though, I've got the coil, the flex coiled up, so it will be lighter when that's not there. That is a fault as well. Well, it's a niggle. It takes a while to get used to how to put it in the upright position. Some reviewers of this cleaner, I've noticed, have said that it's often falls down. You've just got to make sure you get it in the right position. So I'll try it again now, see if it's slightly lighter without the flex on there. So I'm going to give it a go. From what I remember, it's not as noisy as some, but it's a fair noise. So we'll give the slalom its virgin voyage, shall we? Well, it's fairly easy to push, and I must say it's not too noisy. In fact, it's certainly much quieter than the Vax Air 3 that I've just bought, and also quieter than the Morphy Richards Liftaway. So all in all, yes, it's okay, but there is an annoying ticking noise which happens when the brush bar is rotating, which I didn't have on the previous slalom cleaners I own, so I'll have to see what that's about. There shouldn't be much dirt in the bin, but we'll see what there is. Might be easier to check on the dirt from above. Lifting it out. Just check there's some fine dust covering the unit there. So it's not, I wasn't expecting this carpet. Was vacuumed yesterday, and it's an upstairs carpet with my Morphy Richards Liftaway, which is a very good machine. But still, there is a little bit of dirt in there. Like I say, it's not much, but I wasn't expecting much. Let's just try and open the bottom. Again, that's a bit stiff, but if that was full of dirt, it should open a bit easier. These things do loosen up in time. There's obviously some fine dust there. Fluff. Dust, fluff, and damaging grit. Can't see any damaging grit. Oh, there is some gritty particles. Let's just pull this silly thing out and give it a shake. It's got a little symbol there, AG+. I think that's is that from the periodic table? I'm not sure. Something's flashing on my camera saying I think I'm running out of space. So that's it. That's the Hoover Slalom with Airvolution technology, bagless upright vacuum cleaner from Hoover. Stay tuned for more videos. I'll be back with videos on my Miele S7 quite soon. I've had a request, so I'll probably do that shortly. So until then, it's goodbye.